Take me back a little over 10 years ago when Tony approached you to come work with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What that was like?
Well, at the time I was a secondary coach at Ohio State University, and we had the normal college combine, and Tony had just gotten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers job. I knew a lot about his reputation, and we had a chance to interview, went down, got a chance to meet him. When I got a chance to talk with him, I mean, he even went up higher on my list. But he offered me the job, and I was able to become a part of his first staff.
Why were you so impressed with him?
Well, number one is football knowledge. He's an extremely intelligent man. There's just something about him when you meet him. You can tell that he's a good man. Seemed like an honest man and someone that you wanted to work with.
Do you think back with gratitude on being given that chance, your first NFL job? I'm sure it would have happened eventually.
Oh, no, I'm definitely grateful for that opportunity that Tony gave me. I had my philosophy on life and football before I met Tony, but it was good to see that someone like him had a similar philosophy on life and football.
And what is that philosophy?
Well, just, as you're dealing with people, to always be honest, treat them fairly, hard work. You can accomplish anything with hard work. Be yourself as much as anything. There are a lot of different ways to do things, but do what you really believe in and go with that.
I've heard you guys both described as people who put your faith in your family ahead of football. Is that accurate?
Oh, definitely so. Faith, of course, in God. We're both believers. Starts with that. Tony, of course, is a family man. I have grandchildren. I have 3 sons. My wife is my best friend. You have to keep your priorities straight, and I know Tony has his straight, and of course I do the same.
How much does it help you all when you're coaching to have perspective and to have such a strong life outside of what happens on the field?
It's a must. Because number one, it's a long year, and you go through so many different emotions during the course of the year. Being criticized by everyone, you have to be a rock, though. You have to just stay with what you believe. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why probably my personality is more of an even keel. You can't be high and low. There's just too many things, but you just have to be a calming presence, and again, just stick with what you believe and go from there.
And you can win with that philosophy, obviously, because the two of you are very similar in that way, and here you are playing in the Super Bowl.
Good point. You have this picture of football coaches, and most of the pictures are guys on the sideline screaming, yelling, cursing out the players. That's the only way to get players to perform a certain way. I've never believed that. I think that, we deal with men now, and that you can tell them exactly what you want, and they expect you to teach them. They're looking for teachers as much as anything, and they'll respect you for that.
What was the conversation like after you made it to the Super Bowl? Hours later, he made it to the Super Bowl, and you guys talked.
Well, it was something else. Leading up, going into the weekend, we played first, so of course we talked the week before, and one of my prayers was for us to win, and then to get back as quick as we could, get to a TV and watch their game, and for the Colts to win. Fortunately, we were blessed enough to win our football game, and that celebration was great. But right after that, we got to a TV, went to a restaurant, and we watched it, and at the time they were behind. Of course, we started praying and just hoping, and anyway, they pulled it out. Left him a message right away that night before. He's probably still at that stadium. Left him a message, told him I called him the next day, and we were able to talk that next day and, of course, enjoy all of that.
So how do you put that friendship aside on the biggest game of your life?
We're professionals. Now there's so many of us in the National Football League. It seems like each week there's a friend on the other side. During that time, I mean, you're 2 teams trying to win, and that'll be the case. Both of us will try to lead our teams to a victory. We'll be friends before the game, and of course we'll be friends long after this game is over.
How sweet is it to make history together as the first 2 African-American head coaches to go to the Super Bowl? Not one of you, not the other. You're doing it together.
I'll say it's about time. Just look for progress in everything, and you have to say progress is being made. It's been a long time coming, but times are changing. Another member of Tony's staff, Mike Tomlin, just became a head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, and I think it's great. It's a good stage. Of course, everyone will be watching the Super Bowl, and it's good for young black men, other black coaches coming through the ranks to see that there's no limit to what you can do.